Hello, everyone. My name is Pastor Steph, and that's not a nickname. I'm actually a pastor. My husband and I pastor church, and I posted some pictures of my Bible tabs, and I had several requests that I would show everyone how I made them. And so that's why I'm making this video today, is to show how I made my Bible tabs. Now, this is my Battlefield of the Mind Bible, but I actually do all of my Bibles that way. But I think this one has the most, so that's the reason why I'm using this Bible. They're a little different from most people's, and the reason why is because the Bible tabs that I put in my Bible are not, they're not like the books of the Bible. I actually put my tabs in there for subjects and things that I read, and I want to remember where that specific page is, or that specific story is in the Bible. And let me just show you some of the tabs that I have first, and then I'll show you how to make them. This is my explanation of the Bible, and I put that on there. Explanation is because it explains the format of this Bible. But here's one in the book of Joshua, and it is about meditation. And so what I did is I made a tab that says meditate. And so whenever I want to look for anything on meditation, that's what I'll actually do. Let's see. I have one. This one is choose. And this is the scripture in Joshua where choose you this day whom you will serve. And it's that scripture right there, and it just says choose. That's what that tab is. It just says choose right there. I have one here, and this one says God knows my heart. And this is in 1 Samuel, where it says man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at your heart. And I put that up there because I want to know where that scripture is, and it says God knows my heart. I have one. This is the prayer of Jabez, and that's First Chronicles chapter 4, and it is 9 and 10, verses 9 and 10. We were studying the Ark of the Covenant at one time, and this was where David brought the Ark in, and they were singing, and that's when I wrote all the music notes, and that's where it says the Ark. And then David was telling them to tell all their children, tell them why and how we worship and the reason why we did it. And so I said, tell it. This one is why choose me, God? And this was when David was telling God he wanted to build a permanent temple, and God said no, but everything that I promised you, it's going to happen. And so David asked God, why did you choose me? What's so special about me? And so that's what this tab is. I don't know if it says, why choose me, God? Let me get some of one of there's another meditate right here, and that's Psalms 1. And that scripture that was singing, blessed, but his delight will be in the law of the Lord, and in his law does he meditate day and night. And that's why I put that one. This is my attempts to have tree limbs for verse 4, and he'll be like a tree firmly planted by rivers of water. Here's my tree. These are the limbs, and now this is water down here. If you can't tell what it is, I'm not a very good drawer, but I don't really worry about that. I don't really care whether I can draw. I understand it, and actually this is for me, and that's why I tell everybody when you get ready to do something, you get ready to journal, Do what's for you, because you might copy somebody else's print and it may turn out to be something that you don't remember why you have it there. So do it in your own way, and that way, because God has given it to you, it'll make you remember that's the reason why I did that. Let me find some other ones. This is strength. And this is about the strength of God. This is in Isaiah, where he talks about he gives strength to the weak, to them that have no might. He increases power, and that's why I have that strength tab on there. And so I'm hoping you're just getting an idea of some of the things that I've done in my Bible. Some quick, that I'll do another, if you want to know about how I do my add pages in my Bible, just let me know, and I will, leave a comment, and I'll let you know how I'll do a video on that too. Here is Totally God. This one, I love this one. I had read about being a friend of God, and I have this little sticker, and let me move it over a little bit so you can see it. This little sticker I got, oh wow, the name just skipped me. Stickers by Rhonda. That's where I got that from. And she has different colors and how they look, and I felt like the braids and little stocky, that would be me. And then I put on there, I'm a friend of God, and here's my tab here that says I'm a friend of God. And so I guess I'm thinking you get the idea of the tabs, but now let me show you what I use. Here are some of my my paper punches, and this one is just like a regular tab that most people use. You stick the paper inside this little slash right here, and that actually shows you what the tab looks like. And you stick it in there, the paper in there, and then you squeeze, and it punches out the paper. I always open this because I need to see what I'm doing. And I got from Michael's. And whenever I buy anything from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, I always use a coupon. I don't like paying full price for anything. And so I know it was on sale and I got a coupon, otherwise I wouldn't have it. This one I got from Joann's. Joann's was having a 50% off of regular price. And I think I got this for like $9, where it's regularly like $19. It might have been more, yeah, it was something like that. And this one is more like I think it's a hexagon. I don't know if you can see it or not. But this one, you stick the paper in the little slot, and then you squeeze it, and it comes out right there. Now, these two are special to me. And the reason why they are is because I got them both at Goodwill. And they're really old. You could tell by the way they're made. You still stick the paper inside the slot. This one is like a flower, I guess you'd call it. But you stick the paper in the slot, and then you smash down on it, and it comes out. And I don't know if you can see that. It's like a flower. Oh, this one still has the Goodwill sticker on there. If you can see it, I paid $1.88 for it. And this one is a circle. It says, this is Sabrina Brooks. I guess that's who owned it before. I don't really care. Her name can stay on there. It doesn't matter. All I want is what it does. So you stick, and it says 1 1/4 inch circle. So you stick the paper in there, and then you squeeze that one also. And this is just a circle. And it shows you at the top. This one's a flower. And so I look for, I don't like them to be the same. I want them all different. And so I look for different different shapes to do my tabs in. And when I do tabs, I make a lot of them at the same time. So I'm not ever at a loss for tabs. Let me show you some of my tabs. I just made a few. Now, these are the hexagons, but I never use them this big. What I do is I take these and I cut them in half so that they look like this. And then I put my words on there. I position words on there so that it fits this. I have some, here's the regular tabs right here. This was just a piece of cardboard paper. I use anything, I'm gonna tell you. Anything that I think is pretty, I'm gonna use it. This was actually white paper, but what I did was I took some acrylic paint and slid it across it to get all kinds of different colors. And that's how I got that. I don't remember what this was. It might have been some illustrated faith paper. I don't know. And I'm thinking this was illustrated faith also. It's a circle. I won't use this circle like this. I'll also cut that in half too. Let me see if I can find some of the flowers. They all look so different. And I like that. I love it. I don't know if I have any flowers. Let me see. More circles. Let me see if I can pull some of them out. These are actually ready-made tabs. I started out using these, but then I didn't like them, and I didn't like them because I like the printing on the front and the back. But when you put the printing on these, they're transparent. So when you put the printing on these in the front, you can't put it on the back because then the words are all jumbled. So I stopped using those. I didn't really like that. I think I have some flowers in here. At least I thought I did. This was I actually punched this from a tag. It was a tag that came off of a gift. I thought I had some flowers. I guess I don't. I must have used them all. Well, then we'll use the flower one as an example then. So they're just various tabs. And let me show you actually how I make them. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a traditional person, and I don't care to be. I like being my own person, and I like not being like everybody else. So when you see things that I do, I don't tell me that's not the way it is, because I like not being the way it is. I kept this card right here because I actually like that print. I will make tabs out of this, so I just hold on to it. It was a card somebody sent me. I don't know what it was. Then I had a birthday not too long ago. I kept all my birthday cards because I actually love the print on these. I don't know if you can see that or not. That says happy birthday. I love this paper. And look on the back, it's a pretty blue. And I actually tell people when they give me cards, you know I'm gonna cut this up, right? I love the flowers on here. They'll probably end up in my Bible. But I kept this because I like that blue color. I mean, this yellow. Yellow is my favorite color. Look at that little flower on the back. It'll probably be gone, but either way. And then there's some pretty flowers on here. And it has a pretty blue on the back. And when I get ready to punch it, I'll punch it where there's no words at either. So I'm just telling you that. And then I may go to the store and actually buy paper. This one I wanted some colors because, spring is coming up, and I will make some spring colors instead of the darker ones that I did use for when it was winter time. So let me show you this. Let's use this card because I think it has some spots down at the bottom. Let's use this because this is very pretty. And we don't have any flowers, so I'm going to take some flowers. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this card around this way and do it like that. Now, I'll save this white part, and the reason why I'm saving this white part is because I can put paint on it. So I will save that. And now we're going to use the flower paper punch, and I'm going to punch down here because it doesn't have writing on it and I want to use the back. So I always turn my paper punches upside down because I want to see what is going on. And I just squeeze. It comes out, see that? And this one's not going to look exactly like that one because the print's different. And these are kind of hard. These are harder to punch than the regular ones. Than the other ones that I got. Let's try. Look at how pretty these are. Oh my goodness, I just love these. Let's try let's try the tab. Let's try this. We got some space up here. So let's try this one. I actually turn it over on the back so I can see where I'm printing. And this one I open it up because I want to see. So you stick it in the slot. Just like that. And you punch. And there you go. Another tab. And let's just do one more. How about, let's try the hexagon. Now when it gets like this, and I still have paper, like where I can print it at, I will actually just tear it off because I don't need that. I'm done with that. And it's just so that I can get up in here, and that's where I want to be, is right here. I'm going to turn it over this way and see if I can get a good, yep, I can. And then that one you squeeze, and it comes out a perfect hexagon. See that? And so now we have some shapes. We have a tab, we have a hexagon, and we have a flower. And again, I say when I use these, I actually cut them in half so that it comes out like that. Let me show you in my Bible. Let me see, here's my, I know I have here's a flower. Let me show you a flower. And there's the flower. And I see I cut it in half. There's another flower. Let's see if I can find a hexagon. I don't know if there's a hexagon in this Bible. There may not be. I thought I had put some hexagon. Oh yeah, I did. There's one. This was the story about the Samaritan woman. And that's John chapter 4. If you can see it, that's a hexagon, but I cut it in half. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, today I was reading in 1 John, and chapter 4. Let me find it so we can actually put all this into practice. Chapter 4. And there is where it talks about, I was reading there in chapter 4 and verse 18, and it says, there is no fear in love. And this is an amplified Bible in my Battlefield of the Mind. I think I showed you that from the beginning. This is my Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. And it says, there is no fear in love. Dread does not exist, but perfect, complete, full-grown love drives out fear, because fear involves the expectation of divine punishment. So the one who is afraid of God's judgment is not perfected in love and has not grown into a sufficient understanding of God's love. And then it says, verse 19, we love because he, meaning God, first loved us. And when I read that, I highlighted it, and some of you may be wondering what I highlight with. I absolutely love my highlighters, and I put some dashes around it, and then I put some hearts too. And I actually love the pens that do. They bleed through? Yeah, they do, but that doesn't bother me. As long as I can read it, I'm still good. And I have flowers. My flowers here, some of them are really transparent and some of them are not as transparent as I'd like them to be, but those came from Happy Planner book. And so I'm going to show you how I do this. And I actually wanted to say, because I want to know where all the scriptures that there are of God's love. And so that's what we're going to do, is God's love. So what you're going to need, this is my Dymo printer, portable printer, a pair of scissors, and this is crafter's tape, and it's sticky on both sides, okay? So let me show you what I do. Let me move my Bible out of the way for a minute. And here's our tab. Right there, if you can see that. Now, what I wanted to say is I wanted to say God's love. So I'm going to print this, God's love. And if you hear any noise in the background or talking in the background, my granddaughter is here and my husband is watching TV. And he's actually telling her to be quiet, but I really don't think it's because I'm taping. I honestly think he's telling her to be quiet because he wants to hear his program. Okay, God's love. And then if you can see that, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says God's love. And now I'm going to print it. And they have the tape that is clear, and then they also have tape that's white, has a white backing. I don't usually buy the tape that has the white backing because I know that I'm going to use them for tabs, and I don't want that white part on there. I want it clear so I can actually still see what the tab looks like. And so now it says God's love, and I always print two, one for the front and one for the back. And move this out of the way. And what I do, because everybody's going to find their way of doing it, And just know that anything that I say in this video is because this is what I do. You don't have to do what I do. If it gives you some ideas or something else to do that you think would work better for you, then by all means do it. This is just giving you an idea. I cut off the ends, and I actually wish I didn't have to cut that off because I often wonder how much tape I wasted by cutting off the ends. Okay, and I'm gonna see how this will fit. It'll fit perfectly. Now sometimes there's gonna be more, like I may need to do 2 rows, and so what I'll do is actually when I put this on, I'll move it up here and then take off the tape. So let me show you. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna put it together. Take off the backing. And I try to put it on there as straight as I can get it. Sometimes it's not always all that great, but I don't really care. As long as I know where those scriptures are, I'm good. And I want to see if I can move this over because it's got a lot of extra. And sometimes if you wait too long, you can't take it back off as well. So okay, that's better. Yep, I like that. Then I turn it over, and I'm going to do the same thing on the back. Okay, now when I get it on there, and I usually put it like to the top because I want to be able to see it, I cut the excess of that tape off of there because I don't need that. Okay, and now comes in the craft tape. So I'm going to take my craft tape and I'm going to put it right on the edge of my tab. Right there. And I'm just going to tear it off. Because it's actually clear, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like. I take that off. And they have like a paper on there to keep it from sticking. And you just peel the paper off the back. There you go. And now we're ready for my Bible. And here's my Bible. Now, I don't like them all being in the same place. And so I try to find places to scatter them out so they're not all bunched together. So when I look at them, I can actually see what they're saying. And so I'm going to put this one, I think, right in the middle here. Maybe a little bit on the side. There we go. And it's stuck on there. See that? So now, whenever I want to find where anything about God's love, I flip through my tabs and I can find something about God's love. Here's a scripture on true love. But anyway, there it is. Now, sometimes I'll stick even a sticker. You know, I might put something really pretty on there, or I might draw something on there. This is my happy planner, pretty things, and it's like little flowers and stuff. I think this is pretty. Let's stick this one on there. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? There you go. Now, this is actually like my second video. I haven't done very many, but I've heard people say if you like my videos, subscribe. Push the subscribe button so you'll know you won't miss any of my videos. And make a comment and let me know how well you like the video, or if you want to see anything else, like how I put the pages in, or if you want to know what markers I use or pens I use or where I get my stickers from. Just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good evening.